Good morning from a new country, a very famous one, very small one, but very famous one. Probably actually the most famous small country in the world. It is actually my first time in a Central American country other than Mexico. Welcome to El Salvador. Now, just a few years ago, it would have been impossible for a gringo like me to walk around here with a camera. Or, in other words, very, very dangerous, very risky. Because this city, San Salvador, and the country of El Salvador used to be the most dangerous, the most murderous country in the entire world. In 2015, they had a homicide rate of over 100 per 100k inhabitants, which is flipping crazy. It's the biggest and highest homicide rate ever recorded. But then, one man came along and changed it all. He transformed the country into the safest in the Americas, safer than Canada. The legendary president, El Presidente Nayib Bukele.
The country was once the murder capital of the world. For decades, rival gangs ruled the streets of El Salvador. But a year ago, the country's young, media-savvy president, Nayib Bukele, declared war on gangs.
Nearly 20,000 people were killed in El Salvador by gang violence from 2014 to 2017. Around 20% of the country's citizenry now live abroad in other Latin American countries and the United States.
In 2015, the murder rate in El Salvador was higher than any country on earth, and more than 20 times higher than the US. Gang-related murders in El Salvador have plummeted to their lowest levels this century, and almost every person attributes it to this man, El Salvador's Nayib Bukele. Since coming to power, his tactics have led to the arrest of a higher percentage of its population than any country in the world, 75,000 people and counting.
They were killing so much people that we were the murder capital of the world, literally the most dangerous place in the whole world, more dangerous than Haiti, right? More dangerous than Iraq. This was literally the most dangerous country in the world. We have triple the amount of the murder rate that Haiti has right now. With all the mayhem that they have, we have triple that here. What do you have to do? You have to stop that, right?
So, let's see what San Salvador has to offer. It's a shiny day today. It's during the rainy season. Today we seem to be lucky. I've arrived yesterday, it was flipping raining, pissing down. But now, flipping sunny. Everyone is out and about. So, let's see what the world's former most dangerous country and now America's safest country is like. Vamos! Right guys, what a start. I've just been photobombed by many El Salvadorian kids, friendly El Salvadorian kids. I think I'm gonna get some new subscribers here. I asked them whether it's true that this is now the safest and happiest country in the Americas, and they said yes, Bukele is a good president. So yeah, I reckon he is. I mean, he's transformed this country from a hellhole into the happiest. So far, I like it. And another interesting fact about El Salvador is that this country has two official currencies. The US dollar since 2000 or 2001, I'm not sure, and officially Bitcoin. Yes, Bitcoin is legal tender here in El Salvador because the legend Nayib Bukele made everyone in El Salvador, every El Salvadorian, buy Bitcoin. So, in theory, not officially, but in theory, every El Salvadorian owns a bit of Bitcoin. So, if Bitcoin, explodes at some point, gets up to 1 million, then yeah, El Salvador might become a very rich country, and many El Salvadorians will become rich. Wow, beautiful place. Looks actually quite different to other colonial squares I've seen in Latin America. They all look a bit similar, but this one looks a bit different, a bit more modern. The country is rebuilding from its dark past, its very recent dark past. As I've said before, this was the most murderous country, ravaged by gangs like the MS-13, who were extorting people, extorting businesses, destroying the economy, murdering people on the street every day. And yeah, Bukele decided to declare war on them, like real war. And he built the world's biggest prison. This country, despite being so small, used to be the most dangerous in the world. It's now the safest in the Americas. It has the biggest jail in the world, and also the biggest incarceration rate in the world, with an estimated over 1% of the population in jail currently. He put everyone in jail that was connected to the gangs. Everyone that obviously murdered someone, everyone that was in a gang, and everyone that got the gang tattoo got put into jail. And in the West, in the US and in Europe, of course, he is deemed a dictator for doing so. For transforming his country into, well, from the most dangerous into the safest in the Americas. He's deemed a dictator by the West. But yeah, so far, I've arrived yesterday night, and so far I've not yet met any El Salvadorian that has anything bad to say about Bukele. And the food here in El Salvador is like a mixture of Mexican and Colombian food. It's pretty interesting. Their breakfast is like beans, frijoles, fried beans like in Mexico, but also fried plantain like in Colombia. Love it. Absolutely love it. And they've got one national dish here. Their most famous national dish of El Salvador is called pupusas. Pupusas. And look at the buses. We are still in Latin America. Look at these flipping buses. I love it though. I love it. Pero más seguro. Entonces, Bukele es bien o...? ¿Bien?
Sí.
Feliz con él.
Feliz con él.
Sí.
Porque estamos pobres, pero no tenemos tanto problema.
Exacto. Es mejor que antes.
Sí.
Ok.
Ya mucho. ¿No?
Buena suerte, señora.
Vaya,
Buen día.
gracias.
You heard the lady. Life's hard in El Salvador. Like the economy is still bad. But people are still, despite this fact, very happy with Bukele because of his actions, because of what he did. People are still very happy with Bukele. Couldn't be happier because he transformed this country from a dangerous, madland into, the safest country in the Americas. And I've so far not met anyone that told me Bukele is a bad guy or something. The president used to live here, used to govern from here. Nowadays it's just a museum, and it looks a bit like, the palaces in Europe, to be honest. And it's tough to find a country with only a population of over 2 million people that is so famous around the world, that has so many, world famous facts about it. And you've got an El Salvadorian man, looking into pins.
Se ha aprovechado la seguridad, pero insisto, no es quien esté en la cabeza,
Sí.
es el pueblo
El pueblo.
el que cambia un país.
Sí, eso es verdad.
El presidente puede poner ordenanzas, decretos y todo eso, pero quien sigue las reglas es el pueblo.
Pueblo,
Así
siempre.
es.
What a nice place it is. But let's get some more foods on El Salvador. Let's get to a market or somewhere. I spotted the market on the way here when I took the bus here. So let's go there and check it out. And here's the police of El Salvador, making El Salvador safer. ¿Están felices con los cambios, con Bukele, con...?
¿Hace seguridad?
Sí.
Sí, muy bueno.
Seguridad muy buena.
Sí.
Ok.
Siempre hay problemas
Sí,
sociales, sociales.
sí.
Salarios bajos, no hay trabajo.
¿De dónde sale esto?
En como un mes.
¿Un mes? ¿En qué?
En YouTube.
En YouTube. ¿Cómo
Sí.
se llama?
joe.checksin.
Nicaragua.
No es acá como Venezuela o de Nicaragua.
no,
La gente
al menos
quiere
no,
al
no,
presidente.
pero problemas siempre hay en todas partes
Sí,
del mundo.
sí, claro.
Porque no hay trabajo, porque hay malos salarios y todo.
Y él quiere la gente también, como él quiere.
Sí.
Porque
Es
todo lo
buena
que dice
persona.
él, todo lo que dice él, lo critican los europeos y los gringos, es porque él quiere al pueblo. Eso. You've heard the old man. People here in general are quite happy with the changes that Bukele has brought to this country and this city. Man, it's a beautiful place. El Salvador. I haven't got a lot of time in this country, as always. I'm on a tight schedule. But yeah, I want to film here in this city as much as I can. And of course, many people now have told me, like, in terms of security, everyone is super happy with Bukele. Bukele likes the people. Bukele is doing the things he is doing, like putting over 1% of the population into jail because he lost the El Salvadorian people. And yeah, he's making them work as well in jail. He's making them give back to the society what they stole from the society all these years. He's making these gang members in jail work, like construct cars, repair police cars, for instance, stuff like that. Or in the textile industry, he's making them work. But still, there are some poor elements still existing in the city, of course. Like, as you can see behind me, like, there are still many poor people in the city. Like, also the lady we've seen before selling lime on the street for $1 a kilo. So yeah, there are still many poor elements in this city. Like, the economy of the country is not doing that well. El Salvador is still just building up its tourist industry, its tourist infrastructure. I mean, due to the fact that it was so dangerous here, had always been so dangerous here, like, due to its incredible murder rate here and the gangs running the streets, the tattooed gangs running the streets. Nobody came here. It was the most dangerous country to visit in all the Americas. More dangerous even than Venezuela, for instance. Yeah, of course, 2 years ago it all changed when Bukele declared war on the gangs and transformed this country into the safest of the Americas. Now they're building up their tourist infrastructure. They want to rival Costa Rica and the Dominican Republic and Mexico as a surfing hotspot and a holiday hotspot. Man, it's my first time, my first day in another Central American country than Mexico. I've never been tempted to go to Guatemala or Costa Rica. I always thought like these countries were a lot similar to Mexico, to the south of Mexico. I thought like in terms of culture, in terms of food, it's exactly the same as Oaxaca or Chiapas. So I was now tempted to come here, but El Salvador, that's a different thing. Oh. And that's now the most dangerous thing here, now that the gangs are all in jail, now that the gangs are all locked up. The crazy drivers running over you. That's now the most dangerous thing here, the traffic. So, we've bumped into this market. Hello. So, we've bumped into this market here. Wow. This is like a manufacturing, like a tack market or something. Hola. Hola.
¿Le va a llevar, hijo? Pregunta qué busca.
¿Hay comida acá también o es?
Sí, arriba.
Arriba, ok, perfecto. Y es, wow, ¿qué es eso? Quiero ver.
Presidente.
El presidente. Hey. ¿Es bien presidente?
Sí, el presidente.
¿Sí?
Presidente, nuestro presidente.
Mejor presidente.
¿Cómo veis?
Sí. Yo creo también. Yo creo en Europa también un presidente como él. Necesitamos en Europa. Pero, viva Bukele, ¿eh?
Me alegro.
Viva Bukele.
Ahí estamos para servirle.
Sí, gracias. In El Salvador, many people from Palestine emigrated. Yes, many Palestinians actually came here to El Salvador. Even the president, Nayib Bukele, is of Palestinian descent. That's crazy actually. Like, El Salvador has one of the biggest Palestinian populations or of Palestinian origin, Palestinian descent populations in the world. That's pretty crazy to think about. Here in Latin America, a small country with so much, incredible facts, so many incredible facts, so many unique facts. Wow, and that's everywhere in Latin America. Whether you're in Mexico, Colombia, Argentina, Peru, you are gonna jump, or bump, I should say, into these giant markets. Viva El Salvador!
Viva El Salvador.
Right guys, check it out. My lunch has already arrived at this San Salvadorian market. Check it out. I've got myself some chicken breast here with rice, some salads and some plátano frito. I love fried plantain, man. I love it. And also some tortillas as well. And that came to a total of $3. So $3, that's alright, man. And I'm also still waiting for my pupusas, my typical, El Salvador's most typical dish. But first let's tug into these plátanos. Provecho. Muy rico. I'm loving it, man. It's not red. It's good. Some rice on there. I'll just flipping off markets in Latin America, man. Right guys, destroyed that chicken, and now El Salvador's most famous dish has arrived. Pupusa, check it out. It's basically like a filled pancake, but it is flipping delicious, man. It's unique, it's unique. It's like a filled tortilla bread, but it's unique. I've got one with frijoles with beans and the other one with cheese. Yeah, it cost me like $1 for this. So that's flipping alright. So let's tuck in. Guys, put some sauce on there. They like to put this, like, vegetable sauce on these pupusas. I've been told before coming here to this country that I should eat a lot of these. So, yeah. Vamos. Well done. It's flipping good. Check it out, they're filled with frijoles. It's like a filled tortilla with frijoles. I've just been taught how to eat your pupusa like a real El Salvadorian. Let me show you guys. Basically, you rip off a piece of your pupusa. Check it out, you rip off a piece and then you just put some of that onto it, then eat it like this with your hands, like real El Salvadorian. I'm El Salvadorian now. Yeah, El Salvadorian food is good, man, really good. Man, we're gonna eat a lot in this country. So we're heading on. But now it's time for us guys to head on. Let's continue exploring. Es el inicio de las pupusas. Okay. So yeah, this is basically how the pupusas are being made. The tortillas. It's actually, pupusas are like a fried filled tortilla and they're very tasty. Muy rico. Man, what a place, and it's so sunny today. We're so lucky, guys. We're so flipping lucky today. I was scared that that's also one of the reasons I'm not spending a lot of time here in this country, that I haven't got a lot of time here. It's the flipping rainy season. Gotta put these sunglasses back on. It's the flipping rainy season. Raining every day for basically the entire afternoon. And I was scared that if I came here for too long time, that I'd be wasting a lot of time here, you know, because of the rain. But today we're lucky, guys. The weather is on our side today. The rainy god, the god of the rains, is on our side. Check it out. Beautiful El Salvador. San Salvador, I should say. Guys, check it out to give you a view of how expensive El Salvador is. You got jeans here for $6 at the market. $6 flipping dollars. $6 jeans, $8.50 jeans. some women jeans. I mean, if you want to make a nice gift to your girlfriend, man, come to this market when in San Salvador. And it's pretty practical for you Americans watching, because you can bring your own currency from back home. It's pretty cool. And it's just a lot cheaper than back home, I reckon, for you Americans. $6 for flipping jeans.
Nayib Bukele ha hecho el mejor. Viva Bukele. Taxi.
Man, I just love the madness, the craziness, the vibe in these Latin American markets. I love it. And it's everywhere you go in Latin America. Everywhere. Even here in San Salvador. Well, I must have been mad here before Bukele came and changed it all. Honestly. It would have been impossible a few years ago, like 3 years ago, it would have been impossible to come here and do what I'm doing now. Walking around here as a whitey with a camera in your hand would have been flipping impossible. You probably would have heard shots on the daily, like, in the streets. But it's all changed. Everyone's out and about and smiling. Hola, buenas. Pupusas again, guys. That's the food here in El Salvador. I'll probably have a lot more here in a few days that I've got left here. It's a nice change from the tacos. Man, check this street out. Hola. Should we go for a haircut here? There's all the barbers here. This seems to be like a food street and a barber street. I'm now going to get a haircut here at the market in the old town historic area of San Salvador. It's going to cost me $2.50. Wow. Sí. And the señoras are muy bonitas. ¿Cuál es la más bonita playa, el más bonito lugar?
El Tunco es muy bonito.
El Tunco.
Y está bien cerca.
Como una hora. ¿Y qué piensas tú sobre Bukele? ¿Estás feliz con la situación?
Sí, ha mejorado mucho El Salvador.
Sí, eso es lo que escucho.
Y la proyección que él tiene, que venga mucho turista, ha funcionado porque sí viene mucho turista.
Sí.
Bastante.
Yo soy uno.
Sí. Y todo el que viene regresa.
Sí, yo también creo.
Sí.
Es el más seguro país que fue.
Sí.
Mucho más seguro que Europa.
Está bastante seguro, sí, bastante.
Ese país también es muy barato. Es muy barato también.
Sí.
Porque
a comparación de Europa sí. Europa es caro.
A comparación de México también. Porque fue en México.
México también es un poco caro. Siento que en México se aprovechan mucho.
Sí, mucho.
De ven el turista y lo ven en signo de dólar.
Sí.
Cobran más caro.
Sí.
Para noviembre fuimos a París, Roma, pero cada vez que quería ir al baño tenía que pagar €15.
Wow.
Y yo, ¡qué caro!
Muy caro.
Sí.
Acá son 25 céntimos.
Sí.
15 céntimos.
15.
Right guys, check out my new trim. Wow, pretty proud of that. Thanks to Jessie. Gracias Jessie.
A la orden, mucho gusto.
When you're in El Salvador, in San Salvador, come to Jessie for your haircut.
Aquí los esperamos.
Peluquería.
Jessie
Jessie Salon. Jessie Salon.
$3.
$3. $3, guys. Would you get this in your country? Having some refreshing water, El Salvadorian style, in this bag. El Salvadorian style. Cheers. Wow. Woo. Kind of special. Probably last time I'm doing this. Woo. Right guys, $3 haircut and trim, not bad. I like flipping San Salvador, El Salvador. And the battery of this camera is running low. But still I've decided to do what I wanted to do today, because it seems like today is a lucky day in terms of the weather. It's not raining today. Doesn't look like it at the moment, so we got to go for it. I'm now looking for the bus that's going to take us there, because it's basically on the other end of the city. And the bus is cheap. We could also take an Uber, it would be more comfy, but I mean, if we can save $4, we're going to save $4 in it. Me gusta mucho. Man, I didn't expect this of El Salvador, to be honest. I didn't know what to expect when I came here. But I think this is one of these countries that I might be coming back to and didn't expect it to. I didn't expect to say this, but I think I'm surely going to come back to El Salvador and see more. Because I don't really have enough time here in this country. Hola, buenas. And I like it. And you've got to imagine that just 3 years ago, this place would have probably been unwalkable for foreigners like me. And many locals as well. And it was all controlled by the gangs, by the tattooed MS-13 and stuff. Oh wow, what a place. Man, this market is flipping endless. Check it out. I think I've lost my way. I can't find the flipping bus station. Señoras, disculpen, ¿dónde es el bus que va por el metro centro?
Se va aquí, ahí pasan los carros.
Ah,
ahí
okay.
pasan los buses para arriba.
Acá.
Sí, en esa pasada.
Okay.
Ahí en la calle, donde pasan los carros, ahí está para arriba.
Okay, perfecto.
Vaya.
Gracias.
Bueno.
Friendly people as everywhere in Latin America. I like El Salvador. Me gusto. Man, it's so flipping hot. And every time when it's too hot, my camera is losing battery faster. I don't know what that is. What that is about. Well, when it's hot, yeah, it dies a lot faster. Right guys, the bus here costs 20 cents. That's even cheaper than the metro in Mexico City. And I like these old school buses. Right guys, got myself a coffee here. What do you think this coffee here, this Americano here, cost me here in this fancy, well not fancy but modern mall here, one of the biggest malls in San Salvador? What do you think? $4, $3, $2? Nah, 95 cents in dollars. Wow, this country is flipping cheaper than Mexico, man. You all know I love Mexico, but I've got to admit though that Mexico is getting flipping expensive compared to other countries. In Mexico, the cheapest coffee I had was like over €1 though, like $1.50. And here, in a flipping mall, you get it for 95 cents. Cheers to El Salvador. Viva El Salvador. Well guys, look at the beautiful, modern Metro Central here. The biggest mall in San Salvador, and it's most famous. And yeah, look, check it out. It's super modern, it's super new actually. It only got built a few years ago. And yeah, it symbolizes the new path that El Salvador is going. It is one of the most modern cities in all of Latin America. And it feels like it, honestly, walking around here. Different world compared to the market where we've just been, where we had our lunch. And so, with the battery of my camera running down, I think it's the end of today's video. But it's not the last video from El Salvador. If the weather allows it, we'll have another adventure here, another interesting video. I mean, look at this place, wow. Super new. But yes guys, El Salvador is definitely super safe. San Salvador might be the safest and, yeah, most modern Latin American capital I've seen so far. So yeah, Bukele and his government have surely done a great job here. I mean, thinking about how the situation was here like 3 years ago. So, viva El Salvador, y viva Bukele, like most El Salvadorians think. And I'll see you guys in the next one, from El Salvador, probably, if the weather allows it. But I definitely think so. There's more to do here before we leave. Hasta luego, amigos. Burger King, Dollar City Shop. I think many Americans would feel at home here. I also do. Maybe I found my country. Maybe I'm not going to move to Mexico, I'm going to move here, to El Salvador. Surely the greatest small country I've ever visited. See you guys in the next one, from the country of probably America's greatest presidents. Viva El Salvador, viva Bukele. Hasta luego.